But that's the purpose of this video, to explain to you exactly what hard money lending is. I'll also go over 3 pros, or basically 3 benefits to using hard money lending. And I'm going to go over 3 cons, 3 challenges to hard money lending. So if you like that type of content, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. That's what this is all about. God has blessed me to close on my first 4-unit multifamily. My wife and I have been into real estate investing now for about 23 months. It'll be about 24 months next month. And in 2 years, we have accumulated 11 units. A few of those units that I've been able to acquire, as well as this 4-unit that I just closed on, I used a hard money lender. Hard money lending is simply someone that you can go and talk to, that you can present your ideas, your dreams, show your research, why this is a good investment, and they will turn around and give you the money. That's what hard money lending is. That could be an uncle, that could be a friend, that could be a college buddy. Those probably fall in the realm of unprofessional hard money lenders, but anybody that gives you the money has just become a private investor. So, a hard money lender is anybody that's willing to give you the money. But there are fees associated with this. Typically, a hard money lender will first start off with an origination fee. So you want the money, I'll give you the money, but this is what it's going to cost for me to give it to you. That's a flat fee. It might be based off a percentage of the amount of the loan, but that's what it's called, an origination fee. You're going to pay this just for me to invest in your dreams and investment. Now, then you will also be charged various points per month. So this works similar to a mortgage. You will pay this amount monthly until you pay back the loan amount principal. All right? So once you pay the loan principal back to the lender, then you've completed. Your loan with the private investor has a term, which we're going to get into. At the end of that term, the principal amount is due. If you cannot pay the principal amount, you may be able to pay what's called a renewal fee to extend that term period to give you a little bit more time. But that's what a private investor is. Now, disclaimer, I'll also go over this at the end. This is in the realm of investment properties. You would not want to do this for your own personal home. And we'll go over that in the summary. But that's the private investor. Let's get into the 3 benefits of using private investing. And if you like what I'm talking about so far, hit the like button. All right? So let's go over the first one. The very first benefit of using a private investor is speed. Have you ever heard of the term cash is king? A private investor is basically your cash. A private investor is giving you the cash to invest in the property. So in this 4-unit example, I went up against another person who was looking at the 4-unit, but they were getting their financing through a bank. So it came down to me. I had a private investor, cash on the table, ready to go, versus my competitor who was going through financing. There was financing contingencies. If those contingencies weren't met, there's more opportunity for that deal to break down. So from the seller's point of view, dealing with me, dealing with cash, knowing that it's cut and dry and that we can cut this and close this, that gave me the benefit, and that's one of the reasons that they chose me. So the speed of it all, the speed in going and getting the money, the speed in being able to deliver the money. And I got the 4-unit and I won that because of the speed. So speed of the hard money lender helped me in this 4-unit situation. The second benefit is flexibility. Flexibility. It's not as much red tape. It's not as much bureaucracy. When you go into a financial institution, there's so many different layers sometimes of analysis that one has to do on you before they make the approval and give the money. So the flexibility of having a private lender, because this is just somebody that you're dealing with one-on-one. If an issue comes up, you guys can communicate, you can talk about it, you can get to the bottom of it, and you can get past it. Another thing is your credit. Your credit may not be a 750 or an 800. Okay, so when you walk into a financial institution, some of that bureaucracy that I'm talking about and that red tape are also going to put restrictions on you because of the hurdles that they want you to meet. So there's a lot more flexibility in dealing with a private investor because they may be able to contextualize those numbers, the credit that you have, put things into a bigger perspective. They may be able to see the forest instead of just the trees. Okay, and because of that, that flexibility may garner a more fruitful and successful relationship. Leverage is the third benefit. There's no need for you to use your own money. Okay, if you're trying to become wealthy, if you're trying to grow wealth, it is going to be very difficult for you to try to work up the money that you want to use to invest. That's going to be a hell of a lot of work. It gives you leverage because you're not using your money. And if you're making smart investments, if you're making wise investments, you're going to be able to give that lender his money back and take the benefits and the rewards of the investment that you made without using your own cash flow. So leverage is the third benefit. All right. So speed, flexibility, and leverage, I found, were three benefits to using this hard money lender on closing on this 4-unit deal. But just as though there are benefits, there are also some challenges. So let's go through those. The very first challenge is that it's short term. These loans are usually 6 to 18 months. So you have to pay this person back their principal amount in 6 months. If you can't, you may need to pay a renewal fee. Think about that. 6 to 12 months is not a long time. So what I'm saying is you have to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, are you in the position to return $50, $100, $150,000 to the lender in 6 to 12, 18 months? And know this, there's only two ways to do that. You either, one, will work up the money to pay them back in 6 to 12 months, or 2, B, you will get another loan to pay them back in 6 to 12 months. Option A is almost never going to happen. Again, unless you're on the heels of your latest pop icon or you're about to drop something that's going to go like hotcakes. You are not going to work up the $100,000 that you just borrowed to pay this person back in 6 to 12 months. It is almost always 99.9% of the time going to be that you need to go and get another mortgage, refinance, or a loan. That means be honest with yourself. Is your credit in the right place? Do you have the financials? Do you have the ability to go out and get this? If not, you're going to owe that money very, very quickly. When I was doing this 4-unit, and not this 4-unit, but other properties, that was my main thing. You know, it's pressure because it's as the days go by, you know, I got to get this money back, and you have to get that money back via a loan. So if you don't have the credit, you're going to put yourself in a position, or if you don't have the financials, or if you're going to put yourself in a position where you can't pay it back. And then you're going to owe, and that can cause financial ruin because they are going to make you sign documents and contracts that say, hey, I have all the means and resources necessary to come back and get my money from you. All right. So be smart. It can be pretty costly. Think about what I said earlier. An origination fee, points per month. And if you can't pay that back in 6 months, you'll have to pay a renewal fee. And then if you can't pay it back in 12 months, you may have to pay another renewal fee. It can be pretty costly to do it compared to a conventional mortgage. So as you're paying maybe 6 to 7%, conventional mortgages are 3 to 5%. They may be charging you 6 to 7% on that monthly fee until you pay it back. So it can be costly. However, let me say this. Remember, earlier, this doesn't work if you're talking about your own home. But when you're talking about investment properties, who's paying those fees? I'll wait. Your tenants. Correct. Your tenants. Your tenants are paying your fees. So you're not even paying your fees. All my investment properties, one thing that was key was I wanted to make sure that tenants were already in the investment property, because the money that they pay me, I pay him, they're paying my fee. The last challenge is that it's a higher risk because of the things that I just said. 6 to 12 months, you got to pay that back. So that is a higher risk for you. When you go in and you get a 30-year loan or a 30-year mortgage, you have 30 years to pay that back. Or if you do 15, you have 15 years to pay that back. When you do hard money lending, that's 6 to 12 months. So it is higher risk, which again, you have to be honest with yourself so that that risk, that's high risk, you'll know that it's a low risk because you put yourself in a winning position. It's also a bit of a higher risk for the private investor because they're giving you this loan, and typically the people who go out and get these types of loans are those that may not be able to get the 30, 15-year mortgage. Which brings me to my summary, okay? When I do these videos, I hope that anybody can benefit from them. I hope that what I'm saying is true and enlightening to anyone who takes the time and listen. But I specifically try to talk to my disadvantaged black and brown people who have come from the same situation that I have come. And this is what I'm saying. This is the hood breakdown. Private investors, hard money lending work good for you and I. For you and I, because we were not taught credit and we were not taught financial literacy. Because of that, we may not be in a situation right now where we have 720 credit score, 750 credit score, 800 credit score. I have a mentor. He has hundreds and hundreds of properties, 800 credit score. When I talk to him about hard money lending, he's like, why? Why would you do that? And I said to him, you can say that because you've been in this game for years. You have a track record. You've got hundreds of properties. You have an 800 credit score. You walking into banks, they asking you, how much can we give you? What you need? But that's not the case for me. But I am a man of integrity. I have created a business for myself. My wife has created a business for herself. We have a solid foundation. I have assets to my name. I have gone from a 550 credit score to a 600 credit score to a 650 credit score to a 700. What I'm saying is I'm on the path. I'm on the path. I'm doing the things. I have integrity and I'm doing the things that it takes to be successful in this nation of America. And because of that, I have the confidence to sit down in front of a private investor and say, I can handle this because I know that I can refi at a 680, 700 credit score. And I know that I can get you back your money. So, hard money lenders, for individuals like myself who are trying to elevate in the game, and are doing it the right way, you are the ones that this can work for. It's worked for me. If you bullshitting, if you scamming, if you scheming, if you really don't have income, don't go to a private investor. Don't do it to them and don't do it to you. Okay? But if you do, it can be extremely helpful. Hard money lending. 3 pros, 3 cons, what it's all about. But basically, you do want to get to a point where you can create a relationship with a financial institution that you can then go in and get 15, 30-year mortgages. I do want to get to a point where I don't have to use a private lender anymore. I don't want to have to go and use a private lender anymore, but I'm just not there yet. Mr. Vincent M. Nash, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.